Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. College official picks. The video is here. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. Friendly reminder, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because we're sitting at 21-12 on college football combined this year through 5 weeks. So, you know what? This slate looked really, really good. I had a bunch of picks, but you know what? I told you guys that I really want to shoot for an undefeated weekend, a perfect weekend. So I just kept boiling things down. And although there was a lot of picks that were like this close, I couldn't quite get myself to give those out to you guys. So I will mention a few of those honorable mentions, but the actual official picks, we boiled it all the way down to five picks. 3 of them are 1 unit, and the other 2 are 2 units apiece. So really trying to go absolutely perfect this week in college, looking for 5-0. Some picks that didn't quite make it. Kansas at home. Kansas, they're now a 1.5 point favorite. There's a little bit of inconsistency with the quarterback position. Is it going to be Bean? Is it going to be Daniels? Obviously, if it's Daniels, that line's going to jump probably right to 3 and maybe even past a field goal. But with the uncertainty, and I like Bean and I like Kansas at home. I just couldn't quite get there. So Kansas almost made the list. Oklahoma is very, very close to taking Oklahoma plus 6.5 at Texas. I could see an upset happening. Dylan Gabriel, that Oklahoma offense, can certainly hang in that game. Maybe if that defense can get 1 or 2 stops, or if they get lucky with a special teams play or something down the stretch of that game, I could see Oklahoma knocking off Texas. Obviously, the whole nation right now, the general consensus is, at least from what I've seen, is Texas. Texas is probably the best team in the country. So if they go down this week, I guess it wouldn't shock me, right? So Oklahoma plus 6.5 was very, very close to making the official plays. LSU at Missouri. I know the line's dropping. I know Missouri's already knocked off Kansas State at home, but it's just really hard for me to think LSU is not going to show up big in this spot and get a full effort out of them. And I know there's some injuries, and I don't know. I think their offense is enough, but again, road game. Missouri's already shown that they're capable. I just can't quite get there with LSU. They're just a team that I just don't think is worth risking at this point. And then, the other game was Washington State and UCLA. Literally just based on UCLA being that high of a favorite, I would consider laying the points with UCLA here. I know it makes no sense, but yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Florida. I did give out Kentucky as an official play last week against Florida, and now I kind of like Florida. They're at home. Maybe they take out all that frustration on a really bad Vanderbilt team. 18.5, it was just a little bit too big of a number. So I just couldn't quite get there. With Florida. If it was under 2 touchdowns, if it was like 12.5, 13.5, I'd be on Florida. But 18.5, no thanks. So it's time. Let's do it. Let's get to official plays. By the way, follow me on TikTok. Absolutely crushing it there. We're 19-4 now. Taking a couple of losses here recently. So we're down to 19-4, looking for that 20th win. And I place on my live bet. Sometimes if I'm just feeling something at halftime, I'll go on TikTok and say, hey guys, I got a live bet. This is what I'm taking. And we're sitting at 10-0. A perfect 10-0 with live betting. So definitely follow my TikTok platform. Let's get into the official picks. The first pick at 1 unit is Florida State laying 23 points at home against Virginia Tech. I gave out Purdue earlier in the year to basically cover against Virginia Tech. I was going to say upset. They were like a small favorite, and I remember saying, or they were a small underdog, and I remember saying in that video, you guys could probably just take on the money line. Virginia Tech's horrible. The moral of the story is Virginia Tech's not very good here. Virginia Tech got a win against Pittsburgh, so now Virginia Tech, they got another win. They're still absolutely horrible. Florida State, they don't really have a big game next week or even in 2 weeks. It's not like a look ahead spot. It's not a weird position. I think they've had some time off. They should be ready to rock and roll. 23 against Virginia Tech. I'm laying the 23. That's our first pick. Florida State, minus 23. Pick number 2, Georgia, laying 14 and a half. This is completely up to you guys if you want to buy points and, sacrifice some winnings to get it down under 14, or just buy it to 14 and you have a push in your back pocket, I guess. I'm laying the 14 and a half. You could even look at an alternative spread if you want to get aggressive here. I think this is a big game. It's a night game. It's a home game. Kentucky's coming off a big win. This, I think, is where Georgia shows up and basically says, look, everyone's doubting us. Everyone's saying we don't even deserve to be number 1 in the country right now. This is why we're number 1 in the country right now. Kentucky, they just kind of punked Florida. Florida was really checked out. It was a really weak effort from Florida. The way the game kind of ended, there were some opportunities for Florida there, and Florida's not a good team. I see Georgia having no problem here on both sides of the ball. And as the game progresses, night game, the energy, just looking for that statement win, I think this is it. I'm laying 14 and a half with Georgia. And our final 1-unit play is going to be Arkansas. They're getting 11 and a half points. They're not going to win the game, I don't think, but that's a lot of points, and I just don't see Ole Miss really being able to have the fire under their seat, I guess you could say, after that LSU game. I don't know, guys. 11 and a half is a lot. I really think this is going to be a 6 or a 7-point margin. I think maybe a late field goal. I think it's going to end up being a 1-possession game here. So I'm taking 11 and a half points with Arkansas. So those are the 1-unit plays. Florida State, Georgia, and Arkansas. Those are 1-unit plays. 2-unit plays, I got creative this week. I really try to hunt down some good spots, and I came up with 2 parlays. Each of them have 2 games involved, and let's start with the first one. 2 units apiece. Alabama, Texas A&M game to go under an alternative total points of 51.5. That line has dropped significantly. I think it's down to 46.5 now. So we're going to buy back up. We're going to go into alternative total points. We're going to take under 51.5. And we're going to pair that with Oregon State money line. This together comes out to minus 106. So great odds, almost double your money. And I love the under in the Bama game. I think it ends up, in the low 40s. We're going to buy it up to 51.5, get it through some key numbers. Oregon State, Cal might cover. I wouldn't be shocked if Cal covers. I think the spread's 9.5. But Oregon State, they're going to win the game. So the Bama game to go under 51.5 and Oregon State on the money line, it's minus 106. That's an extremely sharp parlay. This was almost a 5-unit play. I was like, you know what? Is this the spot to where we send a 5-unit? Is this the spot where we absolutely go nuclear? And I think we just stay at 2 units. That's heavy enough. And our final pick for the college football picks is going to be Notre Dame and LSU in a money line parlay. It's at plus 115. It's plus money. Look, the line's been dropping at Missouri. I just don't see LSU losing another game. Really, they're going to get to 3 losses. I mean, the chance that they make, do I even say the college football playoff? It's like that, right? 2 losses. You absolutely have to win every single game. It's got to be by impressive fashion. Their back's against the wall. 1 more loss, they're completely eliminated from basically any hopes of any season. If they get to a 3rd loss here, this season's going to completely crumble. They could end up around 500. So back against the wall, road spot. Missouri already knocked off Kansas State. Can they knock off another team? It's going to be close. I'm gonna say LSU gets it done offensively. Maybe it takes a game-winning drive at the end of the game, but I'm going to go LSU and Notre Dame. Notre Dame, look, this is a team that does seem to be cohesive. They seem to bring their A game every single week. And look where they've been tested. They already played Ohio State. They played a road game at NC State. They played a road game at Duke. They've had College game day twice. They've been in the lights, cameras, and action. They're used to it. Here you go, another big stage. In Louisville, Louisville should not be a ranked team. I think they're only ranked because they haven't lost yet. And college football likes to kind of hype up certain matches, right? So I think Louisville is ranked where they are right now just because this game was coming up and they wanted it to be a top 25 matchup. Louisville is not good. I actually gave out NC State in that Louisville game. NC State covered. I believe that was a TikTok play. I can't remember if I came on here and gave you guys that. I think that was a TikTok play, so another reason to follow me over there. But Notre Dame's going to win this game, and I do think they cover the 6.5. They get some guys back, line of scrimmage, their running game. Louisville, are they going to score any more than 10, 13 points? I mean, if they can only score 10 to 13, I'll even give them 17. Let's say Louisville gets 17 points. That's not enough. LSU, Notre Dame, moneyline parlay. That is the second 2-unit play, and that's at plus money. So there's a little extra for you guys. So that's it. That's what we came up with. Hope you guys drop a like on this video before you exit out. Let me know what you think about these picks in the comments. If there's any games I didn't cover that you like yourself, go ahead and leave those in the comments. I'd like to see what you guys are going with this week. And I'll see you in the next video.